Hi, I'm Lee, welcome back to the channel. Right, if you watched one of my previous videos, this came in a mixed job lot of stuff from an auction. I was just testing it. It's all working kind of okay. If we turn the radio on.
So it will sink down and it will fill up the bottom of the lake and the water will come to the top until...
You can hear that's working.
And when it gets
Got too much electrical stuff going on over it to get a decent reception. But there you go. You can hear that's working. But the switches are a bit crackly. Sometimes when I move this over, it's onto stereo. It's only coming out of one speaker. Now, let me show you there. Just switch it over to stereo. That speaker's hardly got anything.
sits on top of more dense water. And the other thing that can affect density is salinity. Of course, there's lots of salt in the ocean.
Again.
And it changes that behaviour of water. So, but in salt water, it just gets more and more dense all the way down to zero. And in fact, a little bit further than that, because when you add salt to water...
Oh, let's turn it off for a minute. So basically that switch needs cleaning. Tape player works, but it is a bit slower. There's no torque in there, and it's a bit slow when you put a tape in there rewinding. Where was that tape I had? So I've put a tape in there. You can see that's all a bit slow. But it plays alright, so that belt looks like it needs changing. So let's see how long it would take to change the belt. Give these switches a bit of a clean up. Now to do the switches, I just use some alcohol. You can get a product called Deoxit, which I should get. It basically gets rid of the oxidization on the switches. But alcohol, I could just drop it down inside that switch. You can actually see the switch down there. That little black thing is the switch. So you just put some alcohol in there. Some isopropyl alcohol, 99%. Can't see what I'm doing. Just wiggle that around backwards and forwards. That gets the alcohol down in there. Moving it all around is going to clean up the contacts that are in there. They're just basically copper contacts that are going to get dirty over time, oxidize with the air. Happens to a lot of switches and stuff like that. So now I've put the radio back on. Trying to get some talking on it so I don't get copyright.
The ex-boffin, facial hair guru, and once the maven of shaving.
But you can see now, just going backwards and forwards from the mono to stereo, there's no more of that crackling or the speaker cutting out.
BBC Radio 4 now with BBC Inside Science. Here's Marnie Chesterton.
Hello there. This week on Inside Science, tales of mystery and imagination. We'll be hearing from the scientists.
Right, so that's that switch done already. Now let's open this up. We'll unplug it. We'll open it up and see if we've got a belt that will fit on the tape deck and see how easy it is to get in there. Well, it's nice and clean. No hidden screws under there. So it looks like we've just got the 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 screws to undo. I'll fast forward this. Undoing screws is boring. Right, they're not all going to come out. So, well, let's just lift off now. Of course not. know what I will have to do probably. I'm going to have to pop these off maybe. See, I'm smelling cigarette smoke now, which is never nice. So there we go, be careful the speakers are attached. Which is just a little wire in there, that's nice. So that's the, there goes a screw onto the floor. Oh, so that's nice that the front just comes off, one wire for the speakers. Get the screw off the floor so I don't forget it. Right, now we've got to look at the tape deck quick. A couple of screws at the bottom, I hope. Oh, a couple at the top as well. Right, we pull this little plug out down here, which looks like it's all the connections for the tape deck. Pop that out, and then that should just lift out from under that frequency bar. We've got another one down there. Yep, another connector just down there. Pull it out, and there we go. We're into the gubbins. So it's just got a couple of belts on here. Don't feel too bad, maybe a little bit loose. We'll take them off and we'll see if we've got anything that fits on there. Gonna have to pop this motor out. Well, no, I won't. Don't have to pop the motor out. Let me get this out of the way. Let's zoom in. Whoop, wrong way. Right, so here we go. So this belt just comes off the big black wheel and then just goes underneath there onto the motor. And then we've got this other one that's round there. Let's get the tweezers. So that goes under that black wheel. Then there's another pulley underneath that one. This is feeling a bit stuck. Yeah, this one doesn't feel so great, although they've kept their shape. Usually if they're keeping their round shape, they're not too bad. They do feel a bit dry. Right, where's my bag of pulleys? Let's see if we've got anything in here. Bag of pulleys, bag of belts. I bought these a while ago now. Just like a bag of like mixed sizes of belts. So we'll see if we've got any that fit or a similar size. And that one's similar to that, a bit smaller. Same again, so is that one. one's a little bit bigger, so we use that as a new one in replacement for that. Have we got one of them ones that's slightly bigger there? Let's get these big ones out of the way. There's one. Yeah, there we go. So there we go, we've got similar replacements. So which one went where again? Right, so the bigger one, I think, did the bigger one go around there? Put on there, we need to look underneath to make sure we're on the pulley, and we're not. Now whether I can show you in there or not. Hopefully if I just pull the belt up and get it on it. Yeah, that's at the top now in the right place. So this one could be awkward getting it onto the motor. Yeah, it's going to be awkward. There's not really any access points. Maybe from the side. Right, that is on the pulley. Maybe you can see in there. Get out of the way. So that's a little white pulley up in there. Just trying to get the belt around, which I have still in there. Hopefully you can see that. Now we're trying to keep that on there, which it is. Whoop. I could just pick this up, drag it around there. Yep, that's all connected. Nice and simple. We'll keep these two around just in case. But let's quickly put this back together again. Do need to get a bigger and better selection of these belts. While it's apart, I'm just going to take some isopropyl alcohol, 99% alcohol. I'm just going to clean these heads up here. Give the playhead a quick wipe, recording head. Give them a quick wipe and a dry. Also clean the capstans there. It looks a bit gunky, it's all yellowy. So give that a quick clean and the wheel. Just hold the other wheel while wiping it. Alcohol will probably take some of the rubber off, which is a lot of the dirt you see. But it's also removing any dirt on that wheel. Just a little clean up. And everything else in there looks pretty clean. We'll go around the bottom of the buttons because we'll never get to them again once it's all back together. They're full of dust. So just get the dust off the bottom of them while it's all apart. Give them a quick clean up. Any other bits of dust you see, like all in there, look at all that. Yiggy. Yicky yicky. Nice. Where's my brush? Nice soft brush, should have done this before. Bit of alcohol and everything. There. That will do. Now while this is all apart as well, I'm just going to brush all the dust off out of here. Outside. Hang on. Right, so that's all brushed out. Cleaned up a bit. Right, while we're in here as well now, these are your pots, your volume pots and your tone pots. So in there it's the same as that slider. Missed a bit. Jesus, look at that. It's basically all these have got like the copper contacts in, but now I'm inside, I can drop them into these little holes that are in here. Just drop some alcohol into them, dribble dribble. And the same with these pots. I might be able to get some in from the tops of here and down the side. You just get some alcohol in there, just so we can clean these up a bit. So what you do is you put your controller back on, twist them backwards and forwards. Just do that a few times and you're going to clean this up. Like I say, you can buy Deoxit, it's called. It will get rid of the oxidization, cleans it up. You can also use, I don't want to say WD-40, but you can use WD-40, but WD-40 leaves a residue and mess everywhere, and it's, you know, it'll work for a bit, but then you'll end up having to do it again. So the Deoxit is the best option, or a bit of alcohol. Right, so that's all them cleaned up. Right, so let's get this back together. We need to make sure things go back in the right place as well. So that's one of the connectors down there. Get it in the right way. Well, that's going to be our record mechanism. So we need to make sure if that needs to be in the right place. Yep, that's okay. That lever just sits over that arm. So that's good. So that one's in there. Put the other connector back on there. Right, let's do these screws up. Put it back together. See if there's any difference. When you're putting screws back in plastic, put them in, turn it as if you're undoing it. Let me put this down, you can hear it click into place. Yeah, that it's like it seats. It's like it seats itself, and then do it up. You will get a lot less like cross threading. So just put it in, go back to your other click, and then screw it in. You should be able to do it. You know, it came out with ease just by using a couple of fingers. You should be able to put them back in and do them up just with a couple of fingers. If it's harder to do them up, you're most probably cross threading the screws. Right. Gave this one a little brush out as well. Get rid of the dust. Plug the speakers back in there. And hopefully it just slots back together nicely. That should be underneath there. Make sure the door still shuts and ejects, which it does. Right, before I put any screws back in there, I will check its functionalities. Because I still need to clean up in here as well. Okay, plug it in. Here we go, radio. Oh, so still have radio. That's a bit crackly. So I might try and get some down there. That's a bit more awkward to get the alcohol into, but we'll try and clean that a bit. Okay, but let's check the tape speed now. You can check the torque of it just by putting your finger on it. It should be hard to stop, and that is now really hard to stop. Yeah, that's the wheels are now hard to stop. Before, you could just stop these wheels just by resting your finger on there gently and it would stop. So let's check the rewinds now quickly. One day I'll go the right way and zoom in. Right, so rewind, fast forward. See, that's going a lot faster now. Perfect. And it's playing fine. Yeah, rewind's good, fast forward's good. Both faster than they were before. None of that slow wheel turning. So that was it. All fixed. Now let me just give this a quick clean up. I'll try and get some IPA down in that one. See, the trouble with that one, you just can't get in there to it. So it's all the way back there. We could just dribble some alcohol down onto that. Tip it in there, tip it up. Give it a wibble. I don't think tipping it on there is going to do anything, so it's just going to go round the sides and down, whereas the selector is going to be in the middle of this board somewhere on the other side. I could undo this, but it means moving all the tuning stuff, which I don't really want to do. You get it, the radio tuning out, and it's a pain to get back again. Let's give that a go, see if that's any better. It is working alright. It's just got that click between shortwave, medium wave, long wave and FM. Just by wobbling it, it's not crackly, so that's fine. Right, let's give this all a little clean up. That's probably with alcohol because it stinks of smoke. Well, it doesn't stink. I've had worse. This has got a bit of a smell of smoke on it. So I'm just going to pop all these bits off, clean them all up with IPA, pull these off, get right down in there, and we'll come back when that's all nice and cleaned. You can see all the mess around the top of that, hopefully. There you go, get it in the right reflection. Yeah, filthy. So that is done, all cleaned and tidy. Plastic's not brilliant on there. A couple of little marks that are on the grills, a bit of silver showing through, a bit of metal. You can get yourself a Sharpie and just dab it. It just hides it a bit. Not sure if you can see what I'm doing. See, it's not a fix, you're not really hiding anything, but yeah, it just makes it look a bit better. You know, it's still going to show up. You know, you're not really trying to hide anything from the customer. You want it to look nice, which it now does. Handle's a little bit pink, but apart from that, it's quite a nice machine. It's a bit scuffed up on the plastics, but got a soft eject, and that's it. All working.
Really quickly, in the UK economy. Now, what would the attitude of the French
stereo, mono, got none of that speaker dropping out anymore now it's been cleaned.
Get them out of the way.
There we go, all clean and ready for its new owner. Let's have a look, see if we can see what this model is and see what they're looking up for. So here we are, so it's a Sharp QT-250. Oh, so there we go, we got the Sharp QT-250. One in red is 20. You can see got the one in black there that's like only a tenner. Another black one that's 20. Another red one that's 25. £20, £20. What's on the solds? So yeah, we got a sort of creamy one, never desirable cream. £8.50. Black one, you know, that's just standard, £12.99. Another sort of white one. Oh, maybe that one was some faded at the top. Another white one, £17.99. Another black one. So no red ones are sold yet, but don't know, red would be more desirable than a black, I would have said. And they've all sold at the end of September, so all those ones have sold within like sort of 2 weeks ago. So yeah, so this come out of that mixed job lot that I paid £8 for. It's just one of the items that was in there. If that sells for 20, we've already paid for the whole lot that was in there. If you haven't seen that mixed job lot, you can just go back and have a look at the stuff we got in there for like £8. Well, nearly nearly £10 with the commission on it. £9.73 or something. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch that one. I'll link it at the end. But yeah, that's how you change the belts from there. Give it a clean up, ready to be sold. £20 if anyone wants it. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.